In a world of rumors and reckless talk, one woman stands for truth. She doesn't speculate. She cross-examines. The courtroom is her kingdom, and justice wears heels.
Order in the court, let the facts be seen. Melissa Jade on the mic, call her crime scene queen. She don't do drama, she don't do lies. Every case get clean when she analyze. Cross that line, she'll object real quick. Logic so tight, it cut like a brick. Beautiful mind with a presence so loud. When she speaks, you can feel the whole room bow. Room bow, room bow.
She studies every angle, every word, every lie. And when she speaks, it's not emotion, it's evidence.
No hearsay, just receipts on the table. She don't need fiction, truth's her label. Courtroom lights, glow her heels, click steady. Whole jury leaning like, man, we ready. They talk nonsense, she calls it out clear. Confident, strong, you can feel that in the air. She got the law locked and the facts in sway. Another case closed the Melissa J. way.
They came with theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the truth. They had the theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the
Beauty don't fade when the brain got bite. She shine like a verdict red late at night. Smart, bold, blow loud and still so graceful. Every sentence sharp and tasteful.
Some say justice is blind, but when Melissa Jade steps in, justice sees clearly.
Yeah, she walked through lies like a gavel crack. Truth in her voice, ain't no turning back. Debunking myths with a lawyer's flair. She don't chase clout, she builds it there. Applause in the chat, they know her name. Melissa Jade, she don't play games. Beautiful, brilliant, truth unafraid. Bow to the queen of facts, Melissa Jade.
The verdict is in, and the truth has a name. Melissa Jade. Melissa Jade.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Tess. Tess, I got to reach out to you. And if I do not reach out to you by tomorrow, tell Allie, yo, remind Melissa to reach out to me. Because I every time I go live, I'm like, yo, touch base with Tess about Patreon. And then I forget until I go live because I really don't open any apps anymore. Like I just opened up my email for the first time in a very long time. You guys know if you've been here for a while and before my move, I've basically just like abandoned everything since I've moved. But I need to talk to you about Patreon because I'm doing Patreon this weekend. You're more than welcome to join for both if you'd like. But I know we're going to do Bohemian Grove together. And I want to do the USS Elridge. But we'll be on Patreon either tomorrow or Sunday. And so I want to touch base with you. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Kirsten. Hi, Julie A. Hi, Crime All the Time. Catching alive to write lesson plans. Hooray. What subject? Hi, Shar. Hi, some golf girl. Hey, KV. Yeah, I know. I am so far. And hi, Deanna, Bible Lady, Delaney Millwood. I am so far out of the algorithm. I don't even, like, nobody's getting notified. I don't hit that algorithm anymore. It's just depressing, but that's okay. Like, I had to accept that when I took that time off. It's just what happens. So if you aren't getting notifications, try to unring that bell or unsubscribe, then resubscribe and make sure. But I've seen a lot of other creators say it, even if you had notifications set to all, it sets it back to no notification. So just double check. Hey, I wanted to say, and Tess, I feel like you would remember. Do you guys remember like a month or two ago, I was talking to you about a channel that I used to love, and I don't know if maybe I spoke about it on Patreon, But I mentioned to you guys a channel that I used to be obsessed with that like covered conspiracies and a lot of David Wilcock stuff and Linda Moulton Howe and the aliens. And I said that this channel, and I couldn't remember the name of it, vanished, and I had no idea whatever happened to it, but I loved the channel. I don't know if any of you guys remember me mentioning that, but there's a reason. Oh, awesome, Shar. There's a reason I'm mentioning it, because all of a sudden the other day, I'm scrolling in my YouTube feed and the channel appeared right after I mentioned it to you guys. And the channel, which is called Edge of Wonder, put a fucking world in the chat if you are familiar with that channel, because the fucking timeline came up and they're like, yo guys, we are back after being deactivated for 3 years. And they had gone down unexpectedly. They had no idea how to get in touch with their community. They've been on other platforms, but I felt like it was validating, because to have just mentioned it to you guys and to always be wondering like what happened to this channel, and I couldn't remember the name of it, and for it to just appear in my feed and be like, and I was still subscribed, I still had the notifications on. Yes. And they were like, yo, we've been gone for years. We had no way. We were unexpectedly terminated, and they just got it back after like 3 years. And it is so crazy. It was so crazy because I had just mentioned it to you guys. Again, it was in passing. I don't remember if it was here or Patreon, but that channel, that was way before I ever was a not subscriber. That was way before I was ever a creator, but it was also before I ever fell into like the live streaming community. Because I don't know about you guys, when I first came to YouTube, I didn't know that there was like a live streaming community. I just watched pre-records, and I was obsessed with Edge of Wonder. Like, they covered so many interesting topics, and they covered these topics with a lot of guests and Emirate. And like I said, David Wilcox, if you know who David Wilcox is, and Linda Moulton Howe and Eisenhower, like Eisenhower's great granddaughter. They had the best guests on. And so if you like those types of subjects, government conspiracies, whistleblowers, aliens, very, very, very interesting subjects, check out Edge of Wonder. Now, again, if you go to their channel, the last video is going to be like 3 years old, but that's because they just got it back. And I thought it was so funny, because I'm like, you know what? Now I got to go back, kind of get back into my conspiracy feels and get motivated by a lot of subjects that I see that they covered, because I was obsessed with them. I was upset. Yeah, I don't know if Google was listening or what, but for them to like pop up in my timeline and be like, we were just reactivated. I'm like, no way. I just mentioned to my audience. I couldn't remember the name. There are these two guys. They had such a great chemistry together. It was lovely. Hi, Boots. How are you? Yeah, it's all a simulation. Hi, Debbie. So today we're going to continue down this Greg Gillespie timeline. Yeah, so golf girl. And I'm really excited. I've been really enjoying this. I'm still sick, but I hope I hope my voice is going to be a little bit better for today. It's, you know what? It's such a long time to be deactivated, but I think I got more of a kick out of the fact that they came up in my timeline and I was still subscribed with notifications set to all. Like, so I still got notified, even though they've been deactivated for years. And that sucks, because they have a massive platform. Would have been much more massive if they never got deactivated. But like, to go down without warning, that really is scary. It sucks. But okay, so our missing child, and we're gonna hang out here, and then we're gonna go to Allie's after. But our missing child for tonight's live stream. Hi, Samantha. Look into Nathaniel. I can't speak. Nathaniel Gillis on the UFO topic. He's a demonologist covering it. I for sure will. Let me get my pen. I love David Wilcox and Linda Moulton Howe, and I used to watch on the streaming platform, and I can't see, this is how far out I am on my conspiracy stuff, because I can't even remember the name of the streaming platform that I would watch them from. David Wilcox had a series. Emirate, who worked with Dr. Stephen Greer, was doing an insane explanation, even though there was a whole controversy with him, but how these extraterrestrials and their ships, the crafts that they use, their crafts are part of their being. So like if I, as an extraterrestrial, let's say my car, because that's the crafts, my car is part mechanical, part biological, and so they don't have to manually steer anything. It's the same way that you lift up your right hand, you do it without thinking. That's how these crafts move. And it's so vivid and detailed and interesting. And I have to remember, what was the name of this? It's like a Peacock or Hulu. It's one of those streaming sites, and I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, they got zapped. Hi, South Florida Thrifter. Fellow JFC peeps, y'all don't be hassling my girl MJ about the thumbnail she's working on. What did I do? What did I misspell something? I honestly did it on my way back from the mechanics, and I was in a really bad mood because the mechanics and everything. The goalpost keeps moving. Like I don't have like a newer car. And so you are in that situation where you have to keep dumping money into an older car, but then like it's not worth dumping money into. Point is, I just got a lot of work done 2 months ago, and I was supposed to be okay. Like I could rely on this now, only for a huge transmission issue to now take place. And so I'm just so mad, and it always has to happen at Christmas. And like I'm just so frustrated with it. So if there's an issue with my thumbnail, please let me know and I will fix it. The Grinch meal for me, I got 2 here in New York, but I upgraded one of the drinks to a shake, and I paid like $33. That's what it is. Hey, Bruce, that's what it is. So what's wrong with my thumbnail? Did I misspell a name? What did I do? Yeah, like I'm about to be Flintstoning it. You know, it's just, you have to make that decision of, well, I can't really afford a new car, but you don't want to continuously dump money into it. Oh, it says Lauren. Oh my God, what an idiot I am. Let me fix that right now. What a fucking idiot. Thank you for letting me know. What is wrong with me? It does say Lauren. What is wrong with me? There's no excuse for that. Laura. Oh my God. What a dum-dum. Thank you for pointing that out. It's embarrassing. Okay. Fixing it right now. Thank you. Thank you. Does my title? No, my title's right. Okay. So it's just a thumbnail problem. Yeah. Yeah. Combine that. And that's what unfortunately. Hi, Brad Kramov too. Hi, Love and Light. Well, thank you. We love Lauren, just not Laura. Oh man, am I not going to be able to change it while I'm live? Oh, shiz pits. I don't think I'm going to be able to change this thumbnail while I'm live. So I'm going to have to just be embarrassed this whole time. Save changes. Damn it. I have to wait for my live to be done. All right. Apologies ahead of time. I know my thumbnail says Lauren. I will fix that as soon as I end. Hi, Bamden. Hi, J13. Okay. So here is our missing child. This is Kyra Marie Reynolds. She has been missing since December 1st, so 4 days, 2025, out of Winder, Georgia. She is 17 years old. So if you or anyone you know has information on Kyra's whereabouts, please, please, please contact the Winder City Police Department at 1-770-867-2156. Kristen. Okay, good. Good. All right. So we are continuing. I feel bad. Well, you know what? I think I feel worse now because now that I like rewind my memory and I go back to my first stream and I called Clayton Clay. And now, granted, I did get defensive because I'm like, why are all these names of these people I've never seen comment on my channel before, like really get mad at me about it? He doesn't go by Clay. He goes by Clayton. Now, like, it makes sense to me, and I'm like, okay, like, I wouldn't call him Clay now. Now I've learned, but I was so defensive only because I'm like, are who are these people coming over yelling at me? And now I changed Laura to Lauren, so I'm just keeping up with that, aren't I? The twins are missing here for tests. Okay, so we finished off with, because please keep in mind, we're still going through that timeline on the Victims of Laura Owens website. And so we had stopped where we were going through the email exchange. So it's a good cult, though. I appreciate you guys. No, I love, if it wasn't for all of you guys who have been following and are much more educated, I would be so much more lost, because it's clearly one of those cases, which really applies to every case. If you don't follow it from the very beginning, you can't possibly know. And I understand how invested people become, right? You're there, you put years in, you're following it. And so when you see someone come in who is getting basic facts wrong, it can be frustrating. And I totally understand that, because I've experienced that myself. I think I'm just more blown away because I didn't know a huge community like this existed. I had no idea. But I understand people being protective, and that's fair. It was just the way some of the comments were. And like I said, I think it's because when I did that first stream, I had no idea there was a community. It was everybody showing up that made me realize, oh, this exists, So all of a sudden I just started getting bring, 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 like from all of these names I've never seen, getting very mad at me over the Clay. And I'm like, what is going on? Now I understand a little bit better. Yes, and so I appreciate that. We don't need a Clayton debacle again. Thank you. I was just rage. Oh, let me just set a stream real quick, create a thumbnail, and I just typed. Hi, sweet and salty Veruca. So we, like I said, last left off August 13th to the 24th. Laura sends multiple harassing emails to Greg. So we're moving on to August 19th, and it says Laura sends Greg a contingent fee agreement that she claims to have received from Joe Cotchett, which again is the lawyer family friend who she intends to represent her on this case, but hasn't actually signed a retainer agreement with him yet. So he is the one to have given Laura this contingent fee agreement to get Greg to sign. So this agreement is dated August 23rd, the same day that Greg announces he has retained Greg Woodnick at Woodnick Law. So let's take a look at this agreement. Well, hold on. Should we do the agreement and exchange? Okay. So this says from Allison Cordova, sent Thursday, August 19th to Tony Stevens, and it says subject sent on behalf of Joe Cotchett regarding Laura Owens' pregnancy. Importance is high for sure. It goes on to state, Laura, please see below. Joe's secretary informed me that we had actually received the medical authorizations from you. Pause. Can I pause for 1 second? I'm sorry. I don't mean to pause really quick, but the subject line would never be Laura Owens' pregnancy. I'm familiar, and someone with experience, I can tell you from a law firm, you are not going to have the subject line be Laura Owens' pregnancy. It's usually going to be the title of the case, what's regarding, right? So let's just say Laura Owens versus Greg Gillespie, and then included would be the case number. Hey, Shacto. Hey, Just Jen. Allison Cordova didn't work for Joe Cotchett at this time. Wow. Okay, wonderful. Either way, I think it's just another moment for Laura to drop in there pregnancy, right? She's kind of getting into your brain subliminally without even realizing that, like she's just continuously pushing that, but they would never make that the subject line. They wouldn't. Hi, Zoe. So it says, please see below. Joe's secretary informed me that we had actually received the medical authorizations from you. Thank you. Everything you told us about pregnancies and ultrasounds aligned with the timing you provided us. There were no past pregnancies on your record. Oh, really? And the 3 obstetricians you felt that pregnancy was very consistent with intercourse that took place between June 30th and July 1st. They have all also said that the abortion pills will play a big role in your child's development. It must feel like you have the weight of the world on you, but I have no doubt that the jury will sympathize with your situation. The next step is to fill out the attached retention agreement. Thank you. Best Allison Cordova associate? Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. This is never, ever how it would be handled. Hey, Jade. I don't think I need to go through and list the reasons why, because even if you are someone who does not have experience in the legal field, you should know that this is never what a lawyer would write. Exactly. No attorney boots ever would write this, ever would include this, and ever suggest to give out privileged communications to the person you are actively in litigation with. Hey, Studson, you just wouldn't. So this is absolutely mind-blowing to me. But let me ask you, Laura, at this point, were you trying to claim with Greg that you hadn't been pregnant with Mike before? Because by this alone would suggest that you never got pregnant with Mike, right? So this is supposed to be from an associate, Samantha, which is, it means a lawyer in the law firm that isn't a partner, okay? So the lawyer with the law firm that Laura plans to hire, Joe Cotchett, her family friend, the one that she spoke with and gave her advice. So not Joe Cotchett himself, but an associate within that law firm. All an associate means is that they're not partner. They haven't been made partner, but they're still a lawyer. This is never, ever what you would see. And you would never, and a lawyer would never advise that you send out any privileged work material at all, which this is considered, to the person you are in litigation with. Yes, it did, Missy Angels. Welcome. He apparently is very well and good attorney, like a high profile kind of attorney. Well, that wouldn't surprise me, right? Just because Laura dragged his name into it doesn't mean that he had any part of it. Woodnick represented both Greg and Clayton. Yes, I am aware of that. And I always forget the female's name who worked with Woodnick that represented Clayton. Wow, I'm a dumbass, and I can even tell a lawyer to not write that. There is 10 different reasons that immediately pop off in my head of why a lawyer would never, ever write that. Okay? So here is the contingent fee agreement allegedly drafted up by Joe Cotchett's office. Okay. So it states, in consideration of the legal services to be rendered by the law offices of Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy LLP, and the advancement by them of all costs necessary to the prosecution of all claims against party responsible for injuries and damages sustained, Laura Owens, on or about June 30th, 2021, the undersigned client employs said attorneys to commence and prosecute said claims. Signed, LO. The attorney's fees are as follows. Client agrees to pay attorney's fees on the following basis. It is understood that no specific fee is set by law and that this fee has been specifically agreed to between the parties. No, what? Oh my goodness. 1, the sum of 23% of the net amount recovered by compromise or trial. 2, net amount recovered is that sum received from the responsible parties after deduction of all costs. 3, attorney's fee payment on structured settlement. In the event client's recovery will be by some form of periodic payment, the lawyer's fee shall be based on the estimated present value of recovery. These fees shall be due in full immediately upon settlement, verdict, or upon entering into a periodic payment agreement. Client agrees that lawyers shall not be required to recover their fees as a pro rata share of their periodic payments. 4, the said fees do not include fees for appeal and or retrial of the case. In the event an appeal is prosecuted and or retrial is ordered, additional fee agreements will be negotiated between the parties. As 5, associate counsel may be employed at the discretion and expense of the attorneys, but these associate counsel fees shall not be an additional expense to the client and shall be deducted from the fees paid to the law firm. Attorney's costs. The law firm shall advance costs as in their judgment are necessary for the prosecution of these claims, and these costs advanced shall be returned out of the recovery in the case. These costs advanced may include, without limitation, travel expenses, photocopying charges, and long-distance telephone expenses. The attorneys may, in their discretion, employ outside investigators and other experts whose fees shall be charged as advanced costs. Attorneys' lien and special power. Said law offices of Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy LLP is hereby granted a lien upon any recovery for all sums of money advanced by them for attorney's fees and costs. The attorney is granted the client's special power of attorney to endorse all documents in the client's name which are necessary to finalize or complete the settlement, including the endorsement of a check and or draft. Attorneys do not have the authority to decide whether to settle or compromise client's claims without the express authorization of client. It is agreed that the law firm may retain fees and costs outside of the amount finally collected by settlement or judgment. Representations. It is acknowledged that the law firm has made no representation whatsoever regarding the successful termination of said claim. Waiver of jury trial regarding disputes between client and attorneys. Okay, I don't need to read that. Right to seek independent legal advice. Client has been encouraged to seek such independent advice as he or she desires concerning any questions on this matter. And insurance coverage. The law offices of Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy LLP maintains errors and omissions insurance applicable to the legal service to be rendered. So we have dated at Scottsdale, Arizona, this 23rd day of August 2021. Yeah, honey, because this is how you would see the retainer. Okay. A duplicate copy of this contract has been provided to me, Laura Owens. Where's Joe Cockett? You know what I'm noticing consistently? Hey, Amber. You take away her chat GPT. That's Alex Erickson, and she is an absolutely amazing creator, Jade, and I'm so happy you went and checked her out. Yeah, and that's what I said. Me and Ali talk about that all the time, is that because we both covered Letitia Stout in depth, but when we were talking privately about Laura Owens, I said to her, I'm like, it very much reminds me of the case you're covering right now and Letitia Stout, and if Laura was not stopped, she would, she is absolutely someone who her lives are going to continue to escalate. And as they escalate, would she get to the point where she would take a baby? 100%. So you know what I've noticed on a lot of these documents that Laura has produced? And please correct me if I'm wrong, if you're someone more educated and have followed. She does not fake the signatures. Okay? Now, I'm only going to give you 2 examples, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Joe Cotchett, she did not fake his signature. It is blank. And then the testimony of the woman from the plane who did her declaration, it was also blank. So that stands out to me as, is Laura making the conscious decision to not sign in their names? Which, yes, it does make a difference. You cannot, you can't do a lot of the things she's doing, but it's standing out to me that I have not seen her sign any of these documents. Very interesting. So this is from Joe Cotchett, allegedly, Sunday, August 22nd. Subject: sent on behalf of Joe Cotchett regarding Laura Owens' pregnancy. So it's from Joe Cotchett, but sent on behalf of Joe Cotchett. And once again, regarding Laura Owens' pregnancy. I'm so glad you're covering this. The couple of creators I found also covering it are a bit annoying. I cannot just listen to anyone. Listen, there's someone for everyone. I firmly stand by that. I could be super annoying for someone, and then I could be what works for someone else. You just got to find what works for you. But I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad I don't annoy you, at least yet. Has anyone brought that up, Bruce or Boot Scoot? I love it. Or Ajad. I love that you guys are just your own little community. Uncle Joe is on the witness list. Oh, Joe Cotchett. That's what you mean by Uncle Joe. I think she told Greg that hadn't retained him yet, which might be why she didn't share a signed copy. Very, very well. I like it. Let's play arguing the alternative and play devil's advocate here. But what about that declaration? Was there ever a signed declaration from the woman on the plane, allegedly? Hi, Teresa Elliott. Hi, Solo Angel Mom. She does not want a baby. She wants a relationship that is in her head. Perfect. Oh, I don't disagree with you, Solo Angel Mom, that she doesn't want a baby. But when your lies continue to escalate, if she was put in the position where it was something like that, like where she would, I think she would. Let's keep our eye out from here on forward when we're dealing with like documents like that, and try to see if it is consistent across the board as far as her not signing for them. Because she's dumb. She's clearly dumb. But like I've said, she's also smart. And when I say that, I'm leaving a lot of wiggle room there. But I am seeing a conscious decision not to sign their names. Interesting, Just Jen. Yeah, it wasn't signed, at least the one I went through, Bruce, and I'm pulling it from the Victims of Laura Owens website. And so that was not signed. And I know because I went on and on for about 20 minutes, just like I did just now, saying that this is, first of all, the declaration itself is not typed up appropriately, but it's just, listen, 1 through 28, facts being stated. And at the end, no signature. And so none of that, it means nothing. It means nothing. Right. Cold cat, because I do not think that they would pursue. Well, I don't want to say that they wouldn't pursue. Is this document fabricated? Did it originate from this firm? What I would anticipate that they would be on top of is if that signature was made from like a lawyer and it wasn't him. Like that would be the big to do. Right, Bruce. Well, if they're opening the door to both Clayton and Greg, I anticipate all of this to be relevant and come into question, specifically to her charges. Now, again, also, it states there that she does not have a prior pregnancy, yet she, by her allegations, she was pregnant with Mike already, was she not? So, by the own emails you are submitting as your proof with Greg, disprove your lies with Mike. Hi, Dorky Dane. I filed this case since Clayton's appearance pro se. Bruce got all the facts. His brain is a sponge when it comes to Laura. I love it. I love it. I feel honored to have you guys here. Okay. So from Joe Cotchett, but the subject is sent on behalf of Joe Cotchett regarding Laura Owens' pregnancy. And again, it wouldn't be regarding her pregnancy. It would be regarding whatever case is pending. Laura, what's the update? I'm ready to get started on this the second you give me the go-ahead. As much as I want this guy to be exactly the man he's told you that he is, I'm not convinced that he is. I'm always here for you and the whole Owens family whenever you need me. And if you want me to go after this guy, I will make this case a top priority. Shh, because I really feel for you right now. Yeah, this was totally drafted by a lawyer, right? Allison sent me over the retention agreement and medical files. Every test result that was sent into our office matched what you had said. How convenient. You have an easy open and shut case, hun. This guy has nothing going his way here, and I think he could provide for a real landmark case regarding abortion coercion. This may be very needy, and we can make this a public interest story with the snap of a finger, Thanos style. However, in your interest, we would also just follow for judgment immediately so that you could start receiving money immediately. Remember, any man would feel like the luckiest man alive to have you by his side. You were polite, kind, and thoughtful as a little girl, and those qualities got even better as you grew older. Regardless of what happens, I am by your side. Uncle Wink Joseph W. Cotchett, founding partner of Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy, LLP. That is the biggest load of malarkey I have ever read. How anyone would ever for 1 second think that that was written by a fucking lawyer is beyond me. And all it would have taken was Greg showing this to his hired counsel. And then again, counsel communicates with counsel. They do not communicate with a client once they are represented. So all it would have taken was counsel reaching out to this office and saying, my client received this from your client. What's going on? And I need to know if that happened. I need to understand how this didn't get just halted in its tracks right here and there. From Laura to Greg Gillespie. Subject, urgent. Copy of conversation with Joe Cotchett and contract. Pause. You are waiving your attorney-client privilege. Okay? And when I say that, that might sound extreme, but it's not. When you start sharing out privileged material, and this is privileged material, okay? The argument can be made by opposing counsel and the adversary that you are waiving attorney-client privilege by opening that door into your communications with your counsel. And if the argument is made right, that can undo all that privilege and they can have free access into it. You would an attorney would never, ever, 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 ever in a million years advise that you would take their communications with you as their client and send it to the person you are going to be in litigation with. Never. Not one tiniest little doubt. So Laura forwards this email to Greg and it says, "Hi, Uncle Joe. First of all, I hope you had a great weekend and the smoke didn't get as bad on the peninsula as you thought it would. I miss our dinners, Uncle Joey, and I hope you get out here soon. Although I've yet to find another house of prime rib, so lower your standard for now." Again, thank you so much for the enormous help you've been in this very sad situation I'm in. Here's where I'm at. After many emails, I heard from Greg this morning. He wanted to discuss things tomorrow at 7 p.m. I was surprised, but I certainly wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt since all I have wanted is for him to keep his word. Since his initial message, I have sent more messages that I know he has read, and they have been left unresponded to, Uncle Joe. As much as I want to give him more and more chances, I just don't think he wants them. I think the best call is to pursue alternative service and to try to get him twice, once by posting on his house door and the other by calling his company and finding a coworker to serve him. I think you're right that you would be better at making those phone calls than me. I texted you the coworkers who we could ask to serve. Once that happens, we can file for the punitive damages like you recommended. And I really do stand firm in staying under $100,000 in punitive damages. But I guess it also depends on the damages to the child. Although, wouldn't that also be covered in family court? I will think about what you said about trying to go for a settlement straight out of the box. I don't want to play this nasty. Honestly, I just wish this never happened and that we could just be happy like he said we could be. Hope everything, and here's hoping he proves us wrong. I'm giving him one more chance. Love, Laura. Absolutely mind-boggling because you can see, even as she fabricates the communications, right, that she is still trying to get Greg to just be like, all right, fine, Laura, like, let's drop everything and let's just run off into the sunset holding hands. I've never been to House of Prime Rib. I like prime rib. I do. I like prime rib. Hi, so there's that. Yeah, girl, shut the fuck up. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, I can't wait, Dorky Dane. I can't wait. I don't know how she got away with this for so long. Like, this is no joke, and these are serious crimes she's committing. And I highly doubt Joe Cotchett wasn't aware. And when I say that, I'm not saying he was aware ahead of time and like while she was doing this, afterwards, that the adversary hadn't reached out to him and asked, hey, what's going on? This is what your client is sending us. Or that the internet didn't do what the internet does and reach out. Did he ever speak out? I don't understand. This is a big, big no-no. They're so unhinged, Kirsten. Oh, I didn't open your email. I saw you emailed though, Kirsten. And so I'll check once I'm done. Okay. Wow. I don't even know what to say. So August 22nd, Laura sends Greg an email chain allegedly involving attorneys Joe Cotchett. Every time I say that, I think of like Joe Cocker, like, have a little help, my friends. You ever see that music video? Great music fucking video. And Allison Cordova, an employee at Joe's law firm, including a signed contingency fee agreement for Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy to represent Laura. August 23rd, Greg files a notice of appearance as he is now represented by attorney Greg Woodnick. Mr. Woodnick informs Laura through her counsel that future communications should be directed to Woodnick Law. Bauman asks Laura to agree to a prenatal paternity tests. Laura agrees, but mentions planning to file a separate family court case. No, hold on. It's very obvious what she's doing by filing civilly, and then when Greg gets counsel, turning around and be like, well, I'm pausing the civil and I'm moving forward criminally. And then with the criminal, well, I'm pausing criminally, I'm doing this with family law. She's trying to duck and dive his attorneys. I didn't know Bachelor Nation was a thing, man. I had no idea. Well, fingers crossed for sure that Uncle Joe testifies. And don't be mistaken, even if he was former counsel, he can still absolutely be called as a witness. But I highly doubt he's going to put his entire life work on the line and his law license and to practice for Laura. Yep. Yeah. And because he had counsel for the civil. And that's why she's like, nope. I'm bypassing the civil. I'm pausing on the civil because I'm being directed to move forward with criminal first. That was her way to avoid communication with the actual attorney. So August 24th, Woodnick Law receives an email from Cotchett, Petre, and McCarthy stating they do not, oh, lovely, they do not represent Laura in the referenced matter. Oh, glorious. Okay, response and objection to plaintiff's motion to extend time to file a response. Okay, Woodnick Law. So Greg files his response and objection to Laura's motion to extend time to file a response to Greg's motion to dismiss the motion for judgment on the pleadings. So Greg provides as follows. Under normal circumstances, routine requests for time extensions should be liberally granted. This is not normal circumstances, nor a routine request, as Laura has a history of claiming legal representation when none exists. These claims are part of a pattern of Laura's limited transparency, which are more fully detailed in Greg's counterclaim filed on January 4, 2022. More specifically, as it relates to Laura's claims of having legal representation on August 22nd, 2021, Laura sent Greg an email exchange allegedly between herself and California attorneys Joe Cotchett and Allison Cordova discussing pursuing legal action against Greg. Laura attached a contingent fee agreement between herself and Cotchett, Petre, and McCarthy. Upon information and belief, Allison Cordova is not employed at the firm and was not employed by the firm on August 22nd. An email dated August 24th indicated the firm does not represent plaintiff in this matter. Oh, I can't wait to see that exhibit. Defendant Greg asserts that the 1-week courtesy extension offered is more than reasonable and enough time for an attorney to review 40 plus docket entries, many of which are brief and not substantive in nature. 2, Laura has been aware of Greg's motion to dismiss and motion for judgment on pleadings since February 3rd, 2022. On February 3rd, Laura and Greg had an early meeting and specifically discussed the motion. Laura requested Greg clarify the motion, and the parties spoke over the phone a second time later that day. A draft of the motion was also forwarded to Laura as a courtesy on February 14th. Oh, a year prior to the twins' due dates, with a request that she stipulate to dismiss the abortion coercion claim voluntarily prior to Greg filing the motion. Laura declined to stipulate. C, therefore, Greg's motion was ultimately filed on February 15th. Pursuant to the rules, Laura had 10 business days in addition to 5 calendar days to file a response, due March 7th. D, on February 25th, Laura requested an extension from undersigned counsel on April 15th. Greg promptly responded by offering a week-long extension, making Laura's response due the 14th. The court is encouraged to read Laura's request and Greg's response, noting that undersigned counsel inadvertently calculated the response time to be due the 10th. Laura's request would have her filing a response on April 14th to a motion she had knowledge of on February 3rd and direct access to on February 14th. Requesting what amounts to 2 to 2.5 months to file a response is entirely unreasonable. Defendant respectfully requests the following. The court only grant Laura an additional 7 days. Okay, let me see. Exhibit A is the email we just read to Uncle Joe. And the second is the other email we had just read. What's the update? Oh my gosh. See, again, there were no past pregnancies on your record. Shouldn't there have been? Hey, what are you saying? They haven't been notifying, and I can't even see how long you've been streaming for when I click in. It used to say started 30 minutes ago. Now I have to check the little red bar. Oh no, I started 51 minutes ago exactly. But hi, Laura Owens. Make sure, try to make sure your notification bell is set to all. Hi, Violet. Shouldn't there be a past pregnancy on her record? You know, with Mike? Okay, what's this? Okay, we read that. This is the contingent fee agreement. Okay, here is Exhibit B from Greg Woodnick to Patrice O'Malley. Joseph, I am confused as Laura shared your fee agreement clearly confirming your firm's involvement. I accept that you are not representing her and wish she had counsel, but I have never had an opposing party share a fee agreement from a reputable law firm and then have the attorney deny representation. Perhaps I am being overly cautious. I will point out that there are a number of documents being circulated that appear doctored. If your fee agreement and communications with Laura are in that vein, I assume your firm would want to be kept apprised. Please advise, Greg. This is exactly what I would expect to see. So here's from Kotchett. Joseph, I am so sorry to nudge, but this situation in Arizona is escalating with Miss Owens. She is continuing to communicate with our client, notwithstanding specific instructions to her contrary, and has even started contacting his employer and family members. In the middle of the night, she sent communication again, indicating that she would contact the police if Mr. Gillespie did not reconcile with her. See attached email from your client entitled Criminal Charges Against Mr. Gillespie. If you are her attorney, I need you to confirm that immediately. If you are appearing pro hack in Arizona, please also advise the name of your local sponsoring attorney and so that I can loop into this. Pause. So if you don't know what that is, that means you have to be licensed to practice law in certain states, right? So I'm from New York. If I pass the bar, I am licensed to practice law in New York. You can get licensed to practice in other states. There is an exception though. If if I was licensed only in New York, but I wanted to represent someone in Florida, I would have to have a sponsor, which means there's going to be another attorney who is licensed in Florida who would sponsor me, which basically means that anything I do is going to be representative onto that sponsor. So it's pro hack. And so he's saying, if you are planning to appear in Arizona since you aren't licensed here, who is your sponsoring attorney? If your client is pregnant, we need to arrange the paternity test as my client is happy to pay for the same. Some of the documents we have been receiving from your client appear to be altered and photoshopped. In all candor, I'm not sure if the letter she sent from you, Uncle Joe, is authentic. If it is, I would really like to talk to you today as this is urgent. Greg. From Greg. Mr. Cotchett, I represent Greg Gillespie in an Arizona paternity matter. Laura has indicated that you are her counsel and are part of a civil lawsuit involving our client. We do have a copy of a civil lawsuit she filed without counsel that in no way comports with Arizona's Title 25 and does not appear to have been prepared by your office. Are you representing her? With the level of rancour in the correspondence, I am being hyper careful not to communicate with a represented party. Because again, you do not communicate with a represented party. You communicate with their counsel. Ms. Owens has forwarded private communication from you to her regarding this situation and appears to be demanding either remuneration or reconciliation with our client. Please advise Ms. Owens that she is not welcome to contact Mr. Gillespie going forward. The parties both have counsel, and we should be able to resolve these issues without escalation. My client has requested a non-invasive prenatal pregnancy test. He has offered to pay for the same and provided information on a qualified lab here in Maricopa County. Greg. Exhibit C. From its redacted to Greg. Subject, good faith consultation certificate. Mr. Woodnick, I was looking back at my notes from the call and wanted clarification on the upcoming MTDs. I know that you have to attach a good faith consultation certificate saying that you have tried in good faith to resolve the issue before the motion is filed. I'm not even sure what the issues are that you are trying to get. Oh, this would be from Laura. I'm not even sure what the issues are that you are trying to get dismissed. So we definitely haven't had a chance to discuss them yet. I'm very uncomfortable with you filing that good faith consultation certificate until we do. You mentioned adding an additional party, a constitutional issue, and a subject jurisdiction matter. Please let me know if and when you have more information. Exhibit D, from Greg to, I guess this is Laura. Yeah. 1, you have claimed to be seeking representation from law firms in the past and referenced attorneys who were no longer employed at these firms. You have been aware of the deadline to respond to our motion to dismiss partial motion for judgment on the pleadings since mid-February. We even discussed the same during the meet and confer days before the filing. 2, the caption of the motion is appropriate. It accurately and succinctly reflects the content. I am sorry you find it to be embarrassing and assure you that was not the intention. You are reminded that you initiated this action and listed the abortion coercion claim and even referenced criminal statutes in prior filings. It is in the public record because you made it public record. 3, your reference to the PDA is just incorrect. The Pregnancy Discrimination Act only applies to discrimination in the workplace. It also only applies if you are pregnant. You have refused to confirm the same, notwithstanding something like 6 requests for that information. 4, Notwithstanding the above, in good faith, we will agree to give you 7 additional days through March 10th to file a response. You are welcome to revise the draft stipulation to reflect this date extension and forward it to our attention for review. Greg. Hello, I am attaching a stipulation for extension of time to file a response on motion to dismiss, since I am retaining counsel who needs time to catch up on 40+ docket entries in the case. In addition, I ask that you file a motion or request to redact a portion of the title of your motion to dismiss partial motion for judgment on the pleadings of plaintiff's abortion coercion claim. Withdrawing of plaintiff's abortion coercion claim. That is amazing. So, hey, I filed this claim, right? But I want you to redact. Thank you, Harlot. I just want you to redact the part that says abortion coercion claim. That's not how it works. This is glaringly obvious on the public docket, and while I understand that the court has ruled on the motion to seal, it is a violation of HIPAA's privacy policy to put confidential health information on display like this in the title. In addition, it could become a violation of the Pregnancy Discrimination Act if it remains. If you do not want to redact a portion of the title on your own terms, I will ask my new counsel to pursue it with the court. Outside of deliberate efforts to embarrass me, there is no reason for Mr. Gillespie to want this non-public information about me to be public. I would appreciate your prompt response. Thank you. Is she this dumb? She filed that complaint, and it was public record. And the way that courts work, they have to be very specific in their motions. Do you know how many motions are filed? The judges want you, because when they're going through the docket or the court summary, the case summary, the case jacket, they don't want to be searching and clicking into a million and one things that says motion. They want it to be a very specific, what is it? It's motion to withdraw petitioner's abortion coercion claim. That's all it is. So they did exactly what they were supposed to do. And for Laura to be like, I want that removed, you made it public. Hey, 307, Mrs. Troy. This is phenomenal. Oh, look at them. Okay. August 24th, Laura contacts the Scottsdale PD with a 77-page document of text messages between her and Greg claiming harassment. Oh, are you guys fucking ready for the... Oh, shit. Are you guys ready? All right. Well, I guess we figured out what the rest of this live is going to be. Oh, man. Hey, Allie. She puts things out in the public and then gets angry when people notice that things are in the public. Exactly. She desperately is trying to just be in control. Hi, Dis Mom. Are you guys ready? Yeah, are you fucking ready? A 77-page. Let's do this. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Let me take a drink of my refreshment. All right. Let's go. 77 pages, baby. Now expect very cherry-picked out of fucking context screenshots. I would assume this probably will be like 14 minutes in Laura's world of text messaging, but we're going to do it. All right. Greg to the left, Laura to the right, I'm assuming. No, you're not. I am having like a very tough emotional time here, and I'm extremely conflicted. I care about you tremendously, Greggy Poo, and I was so proud to be with you already. My issue was that I gave you a total out to not be responsible whatsoever if you let me make my own decision. Yet you convinced me you wanted to be with me and pushed hard for an abortion. So I chose that for you. Things changed when you just get me to do it when I'm not ready to make my own decision. I wouldn't have chosen an abortion, and you knew that. So once it's already done and the initial drug that was taken means it may have a birth defect, I'm kind of trapped. That's why I said what I said about you needing to be responsible. I was up until now. You know that. And if you lie about that, I really can't trust you. I would have way more respect for you if you just admitted it. Up? Sorry, I don't know what the context. I unblocked you. Good morning. I just woke up. Makes no sense. Why would you block me after I had taken them? Before, yes, I can understand. You were stressed, but I don't get it at all. And again, these are all cherry-picked messages that she showed the police to prove she was coerced into having the abortion that she didn't end up having. The baby's still alive. Okay. My gut is strongly telling me you planned this, Greggy Poo, to pretend I didn't exist afterwards. And I wish to hell it didn't, because the last thing I want to do is bring in potentially compromised kids. I knew I was acting highly emotional, anxious, and frantic, which is why I told you I didn't understand why you wanted to stay with me. And I had no problem with you doing that and absolving yourself of everything if you just let me take time to decide on what to do. That option, it went away right after I took the first pill because I never would have intentionally harmed the fetus if I wasn't sure that was what I wanted. I want to believe you so badly, but I don't. I would be foolish to think you wouldn't leave after I took a second set. You don't have enough invested in me to stay. I'm not ignoring you. I've literally been working all day. I have a team dinner tonight that I'm going to. Doctor says I'm not contagious now and I have not had a fever, but I'm very fatigued. I'm just working at home all day. Well, if you're not contagious, Greggy Poo, we can see each other. So that's great news. We can do that before I say for sure that I'm keeping it, but right now I am. I really would like an answer to the trust question. Keeping what? The baby? You are? So you go back and forth and change your mind more than anyone I know. Oh, and your word. I haven't changed mine once, and you're asking me about trust? Interesting. Good to know. So many false narratives. It's very peculiar. You blocked me everywhere, Greggy Poo. You had no intention of ever speaking to me or seeing me. As I have said over and over, I don't get why you would choose to block me everywhere after you knew I took the pills and not before. You had no concern for how I was feeling or anything. I will promise to not go through with it and them if I see that it's me you want. And that's just for me to have an abortion. We need to start now and not take time then. I don't believe you actually want me at all. And I'm absolutely continuing this if you don't want to see each other in person. So let me know ASAP, please. I can't think of anything else, and I am going to go with my gut on this unless you show me that you want to be with me. That's a big, big step, Greggy Poo. The longer we have gone without seeing each other, the more difficult it becomes to picture why you would want to be with me. And to be clear, hold on. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dorky Dane. Welcome. So happy to have you part of the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would feel obligated to have like 1 or 2 or whatever, even with issues from the first pill, because taking that wasn't my decision. And because of that, I would expect you to contribute and not have me do it on my own, especially they were compromised. My preference would be you and me finishing this and moving towards doing this the right way. But I am really skeptical of what you want. Sleeping together in the same bed, yeah, that would be a big first step. I need to feel physical chemistry, and I can't do that via text. Don't wait until later on tonight to say you didn't see this and text me then, as that really wouldn't help with trust. Pause. How would this be accepted if this was a guy saying it to a girl? Do you realize what she's saying? If you want me to have this abortion, you need to share your bed with me and be physical with me. What if that was a guy? Talk about coercion. What if that was a guy? Oh, yeah? You want an abortion? You need to come and you need to have sex with me. And then maybe I'll consider letting you have that. That would never, hey, Natasha, that would never, ever, ever be acceptable. And it shouldn't be acceptable to happen to a guy. It shouldn't. It needs to be equal across the board. She was literally telling him, you need to have sex with me and share your bed with me, or you are 100% going to have this baby, even though you do not want it. And I'm going to take 25% of your income and I'm going to charge you with abortion coercion, even though I'm having the baby. Like, this is not okay. Yep, Madeline. Wow. That is gross. Greg says, I'm working right now and dinner at 7. Also, I'm not contributing to any child you have, as well aren't having a baby unless it's the right way. This is not that. You also are the breadwinner. In fact, I believe you would owe me child support if I decided I wanted half custody. So you need to reconsider your wants and needs here. I want to start a relationship on the right foot. And this is not it. Having a bastard child, you already made the decision and promise. You also did not want me involved if you decided not to follow through, which you have. I did want you to be. So rather than sit here and text me nonstop all day long about threats, I wanted you. That's still what I want. But if you're out either way, I'll do the right thing. You should consider the seriousness of what you're doing. Keeping a child in a home with one parent, a bastard child that isn't wanted, plus you're giving me an ultimatum, the right thing, morally, not for me. I have said the same thing all along. We date and be together. I have not changed my mind. You blocked me the second you found out I took the pills. I was updating you on what was going on. I was checking on you and how you were doing, etc. And you had no interest in me and everything was going in green. Then social media. That's not what you do after someone takes abortion pills. I was going to take the second pills last night before I realized what you've done. This pregnancy and abortion thing has made me feel like the worst person ever. Then to find out that you actually wanted to block me from your life after you knew what I did for you? I'm not changing my mind until we spend time together. You might not want to be with me afterwards. I need to figure this out before I get an ultrasound because I would like to avoid a heartbeat altogether. You have already changed your mind. No, I didn't. What's to say I should believe you? I'm done playing games with you. I won't change my mind. Well, yeah, me too. I never did. I want to be happy. You blocked me though. I will forget that and we can do the abortion if we get along and can move past this. So again, pause. How the fuck do you move forward with abortion coercion while still being pregnant, allegedly, right? And then still saying, I will abort the child if you fuck me and date me for at least 2 years with intentions to marry? How? How? Right? What are you saying? Major. And I think it's really like this should not be minimized. If it was a man saying to a girl, you need to have sex with me, and holding over her head, something like that, oh, the outrage. He would have been arrested already. You have emotional, not calm. You have been emotional, not calm. You changed your mind, made threats, came to my house when I was asleep. Yeah, any person would when being harassed 24/7. That's how I felt, and I don't have time to argue. Threats to continue a pregnancy within my own body are not threats to you. I came only to see if you were okay. I went to see you and I want to forget this. I want to see you and forget this. I wish we can do the pills this week if we could just move on and be in a relationship and share your bed with me and just sign this fucking contract, Greggy Poo. Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, that sounds great. But you're making it much more difficult than it needs to be. I swear to God. I don't want to hear that. I just want you to take care of it and move past this. Shakto, do you want to read you want to read Greg for me? Let me know. I'll send you the link. I don't want to hear that. I just want you to take care of it and move past this. I'm not doing it without spending time together after this past weekend. So again, I'm not going to have this abortion unless you share your bed with me, unless you hold my hand and whisper sweet nothings into my ear and feed me fucking grapes. Okay? Is that so much to ask, Greg? Is that so much to fucking ask? And if you don't, I'm going to the police station and I'm going to fucking charge you with crimes that I have made up. Sure. For sure. I would be, this is literally, I have seen far less in the true crime cases I have covered. Far less. Okay. Meaning leading up to horrific events. Yeah. And get me pregnant again. Boo. Everyone boo Shakta. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. So I'm not doing it without spending time together after this past weekend, which you have yet to take control of and do. Instead, all of this nonsense heckling for what? That would be stupid of me. It shouldn't be that hard for you to see me if you really want to be with me. I would love to see you and act like nothing has happened. Yeah, that's healthy, right? Person-to-person interactions changes everything, especially a thumb in the asshole. I am scared of everything, of going forward with the pregnancy, of not going forward with the pregnancy, of birth defects, of God's punishment, of losing you, etc. You have to get where I'm coming from here. If you truly want to be with me, this should be a no-brainer for you. And in regards to telling your family, it would be half your kid. And I would want someone from your side playing somewhat of a role in the pregnancy. I did. I slid a finger in the butt. Well, oh, that's how I meant I slid in there a finger in. Nope, it's still not working. I slid that sentence in there. I think you're the only one who picked it up, though, Wolfie. And in terms of telling people, yes, if you did decide to bail the second after the pills, like I believe you did, I would not have a problem pursuing my rights. I gave you an out so many times to just give me time and let me figure it out without your involvement. And you were adamant about saying you wanted to be with me and get it done. This is such a simple thing. If you really wanted to be with me and move on, why wouldn't you see me? Okay, so some of you heard it. Because that's how I'm imagining. Like, unless, like, she's listing all these things he needs to do, let's be real. She's talking about, we know what she's talking about, okay? Laura, we will have nothing to do with this child. You are absolutely wrong if you think me or anyone in my family pile will be involved. Then why don't you want to see me and do this? I don't get it. That you will and my family will be involved. You're out of your fucking mind if you think that would ever happen. If you had this child, you will never see me. You mentioned your family above and also about child support, and my family will never speak to you. Let's not have a kid. No shit, Sherlock. Let's just be together then. Jesus. Whoever said we were having a kid? We are not. So again, pause. How the fuck can you pursue a claim? And I'm not trying to be a broken record here, man, but how can you ever pursue a claim for abortion coercion when you did not abort the fetus? And you were openly saying, let's not have a kid. I'll do the abortion. I just want a finger in the butt. That's it. That's it. I love you. Sign this contract. Be with me for at least 2 years with intentions. And let's do it the right way. How? I need to see how this court unfolded, like these cases unfolded. And you won't have me in your life, Laura. So don't ever mention that again. You won. You pissed me off. Well done. I cannot believe you. Wow. I turned off notifications for 20 hours to get some fucking rest to fight a fever. Do you not see the irony in the way you have behaved versus me? I have been honest with you, patient, not changed my mind. And you have. I was sick as fuck from the pills, and you didn't care. Yet you threatened me and my family with this? Hey, Hemi, you couldn't even take them correctly. You had one job to do, Laura. Take a pill, which again, you would never have that first pill. And you couldn't even take a pill correctly? I'm not going to threaten anything at all. That's your fault. I know how to read directions. And if you had questions, you should have asked. By the way, how do you have time for all of this drama? Who takes pills in their vagina? I don't. See, she lifted the wrong cheek. I don't have the time. I can't afford it. Take care of it and you won't be. And stop putting us through so much back and forth. That's what I wanted. This is literally insane. Never have I ever, put a finger down, been a part of something so ludicrous. Just not the thumb. Then do it and stop with the drama. Neither have I. I don't do drama. I don't either. You're not pregnant. Have some damn empathy. Well, Laura, he can't empathize because he can't be fucking pregnant. But actually, I will argue myself on that, because if you are pregnant, he is pregnant. And again, I don't like if a woman is pregnant with a man's child, the man is pregnant too, not physically. I'm not an idiot, not physically, but you are both pregnant. But he cannot empathize with being physically pregnant. He can sympathize, not empathize. Clearly you are. I have. It wasn't enough. Good morning. I appreciate the text. I don't feel great after going to dinner. I was completely exhausted and drained sitting at the table, but I needed to go. We had a new girl start on Monday, and I needed to be at the dinner to break the ice, or else it likely wouldn't happen. I'm still working from home as it's not comfortable for clients. This has been the longest I can remember being sick since I was younger than 20. My immune system has always been very strong. I did not sleep well last night. I know it's stressing you out also. I don't know why this would be happening under the stress I am under. I got very upset because of this. Also, knowing that I was likely not looking forward to the dinner because of my current state and then the stress. I just want this to be handled and appropriately so we can move forward. Nothing I am doing is appropriate or normal either. This is hard for both of us. I'm sorry I got emotional also. Well, and all right, I don't disagree with you, Lisa, but, and I know I say this a lot, but I'm just so over, and I've become so desensitized to excuses. And that's what I feel like is so common in today's society. Everybody has an excuse, you know? Oh, it's my PTSD, it's my anxiety, it's my depression, it's my fucking, like, everybody has something. And if you stop and you start evaluating each individual person, we can make a list of reasons of why we want to excuse our shitty behavior. And at what point is it not because a list of fucking cluster B personality traits, narcissism, whatever it may be? And yes, are there factors? For sure. For sure. But it seems like we're just all a bunch of victims in today's society, and we have a list of excuses of why our shitty behaviors we don't need to be accountable for. And I don't like that, because then we could all do this. Hi, my fellow Melissa. We could all, the same way with the Menendez brothers. I'm going to have, it's a controversial take, right? What happened to them is horrible. But if we excused blowing our parents' faces off for every child who was abused, we would have a bunch of parents with their heads blown off. At what point do you say, hey, yeah, what happened to you is fucked up? Or what you're struggling with absolutely could be a factor in your decision making. And at what point do we still say you're still accountable? You are still accountable, and that is still not okay. Yeah, my dog stepped on a bee. So Laura says, I'm very sorry that you're feeling sick and for the role this has played in it. I feel panicked and misunderstood because the last thing I want to do is to be dramatic or play games. What? The last thing she wants to do is be dramatic. Laura, come on, girl. I felt very strongly that I would either go through it to be with you and for a greater thing and way to do this ahead, or I would do what I felt my faith was guiding me to do. I have been terrified either way. Well, and that's what's, yeah, I will agree with that. And I've said it so many times here. When you do not hold someone accountable, it is nothing but a dangerous, dangerous cycle building up, and it's going to blow. Same thing with Letitia Stout. She got away with the lies and the horrendous behavior for so long, mixed with these personality disorders. And that's why I say, Laura, it's only going to escalate, right? Because she kept getting away. So behavior and the actions and the lies become more and more and more. What would have Laura done if she didn't get caught? When it failed the first time, and then I found out you blocked me, it made me feel like somehow the universe was telling me I made the wrong decision. Sorry for being firm about seeing each other before I do this, but I have to make sure we have a connection and that it's worth it, that there is an us, and that there is going to be an afterwards. I don't understand why that would be any issue if you felt strongly about me and wanted to stay afterwards. The conversation last night makes me feel that way. It has been a long time of us going at each other's throats, and I need to remember who we were pre-pregnancy for those 4 days. Again, by no means during this process have I actually wanted to have a child out of wedlock and under these circumstances. Catholic school really freaked me out about that. I want to conceive a kid out of marriage, out of love, and where we actually want to see pregnant on a pregnancy test. I think we can use this situation as a strong foundation for something more meaningful. Exactly, Bruce. Exactly. Now, I love having the conversation because the personality disorders and things like that, narcissistic cluster B, that's all very interesting to discuss as when you're trying to understand someone's mentality, right? And why they do what they do, how they come to that reasoning and thinking, that logic. That's super interesting. And I love having those discussions all day long. I just don't like, and nobody did it here. I'm not necessarily referring to this situation. Just I don't like when it becomes a list of excuses. You know, we could debate all day about what factors are, what led someone to do what they did, but ultimately it's still on them, right? They still made those choices. Me too, Lisa. People like this need to be studied. We need to much better understanding of these type of liars. Will you take the pills tonight? I don't want to have a baby this way. That would mean that you can take the others tomorrow and Friday. And by the weekend, I will be hopefully 100% that this will be past us. And we can plan to go to Sedona maybe Sunday. I have PTO also. If you can get off work, we could go Sunday, Monday. Hey, my sweet Melissa. She was my contribution to my graduate 720 neuropsych study group. We were taking cases from headlines and hypothesizing about a diagnosis. Shocker, no character befitting her. Isn't that crazy? I need to relax after all of this. I know you do also. And I can't with everything going on. This should have been completed this time last week. Neither of us have handled it well. And I'm sorry I got upset. I'm sorry I blocked you. I'm sorry I am sick and I can't be myself at the moment. I promised you we would continue to see one another, assuming you want to grow with each other. Use this as a reason to be stronger and build a foundation. We moved way too fast. I said this then and I say it now. We need to get to know one another and not on this stressor. Neither one of us have been ourselves, and there's no chance we will be until this is beyond us. I want to get to know you, not this version that no normal couple would ever have to face. We have handled it well until now, and we won't until this is behind us. We are human. We have feelings, and this stressed us to the max. I want to do everything I can to move past, heal, get to know one another under normal circumstances. We wanted to take care of this weeks ago and not another day moving forward. I will call you tonight and we will do this the right way. Just promise that you will remain calm and I will remain calm for us also. We both have let our emotions get the best of us and it has been damaging. I don't act this way. I have missed so much work. I'm so behind. I haven't been seeing clients in a month. Wow, that's really sad. I will have no sales in the next couple of months with no pipeline. I need to get better. You need to get better and back to normal. And with this over our heads, it won't. I can't sleep. I can't focus. With all the additional outside stressors, there won't be a relationship with someone you've known for a week. We need to get our lives back and healthy, and then we can get to know our true selves. This is damaging both of us severely with every hour that continues to pass. I know that I liked you very much when this wasn't on our minds and over our heads. I know that it is damaging each of us. I want this to be over with. Do you? Can we take care of it this week and try for this weekend? The timing is perfect. I don't want to go into next week with this on our minds any longer. I should be almost healthy. This will be behind us. Hopefully, have a nice weekend going into the week and we can get back to being ourselves. I promise this to you. I will support you after this. I will grow with you, get to know our real selves, and we can begin our relationship in the right foot. I need the same from you to see that support what I'm trying to do here also. Get back to healthy. All right. What does Laura say? Melissa McCoy is so smart and so brilliant. Listening to her analyzing the Letitia Stout case, well, like Letitia Stout on a psychological level. Brilliant. I would love, Melissa, to hear your analysis of Laura. Unofficially, KV. Laura says, hold on. Sorry, my throat's still. Okay. I should have muted for that, but whatever. I am very calm now, Greggy Poo. I hate how both of us have acted. I didn't get this vibe from you at all when we met, and I'm sure you didn't get it from me either. It's so helpless because like you said, we don't know each other well enough to know how we normally are. I have never in my life had anxiety, and this is out of control. I feel like my mind is running 100 miles per hour, and if I were you, I would have blocked me too as soon as I thought this was done. There was a reason that I was so emphatic about being able to trust you. You didn't know me well enough to have anything to lose by saying whatever and moving on. You didn't care at all about how I was after. I'm still shocked at what you did because I thought I could trust you and because I had given you a total out. It didn't make sense, but it crushed me. And when I was trying to tell you I had to redo it, it was going to be no big deal. I thought we would just do it Sunday. You've blocked me twice, and I have no reason to think you won't do it again. I will absolutely do this, but I have to remember who you are, and you should need to remember me too to commit to me, or it doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense? How amazing is that? We are going to do the charity stream, though. If you guys want to do the Toys for Tots or St. Jude's, we could plan that in the next week or two. Just let me know what you guys, but yes, Melissa is an angel. So which part doesn't make sense, Laura? The part where you say, hey, if we are staying together and we are serious about one another, I will have an abortion. If we aren't staying together and this relationship's done, I will be having the kid. I'm pretty sure that part is the part that doesn't make sense even if you were pregnant. Jade. I am stressed to the max, and I will be until this is done. The last thing in the world I want for you, Greggy Poo, is for you to lose your job. I think you're incredible, an amazing salesman from what I know. I wouldn't want to be with you if I didn't think you were as committed to being successful and aspirational as me. I have not been myself. Neither have you. And I have to trust that in you. And I have. I need the same from you. I want to make you better. I can't afford to miss any more work, Laura. I can't afford it. That's what I want in a partner, too. Thank you. So let's take care of this tonight. Why can't you sleep in the same bed with me tonight if that's what I need? Again. Sorry, I so aggressively threw my vape. If this was a man saying it to a woman, where's the outrage? Where's the fucking outrage? That's fine. I have a sales trial at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I would have to leave at 5:45. We just need to start the process, and it can't wait another day. I need sleep too. To prep the horse and make sure it's perfect. Okay. I wanted to go to Sedona, and I was going to mention it to you. Can we go Sunday? I want to take care of this and go when we don't have stress. You're going to be terrified of touching me, LOL. I want to trust you more than anything, but I don't know how to. I told you. What did I tell you about a thumb up the butt? What did I tell you? Okay. All right. Now I got you to agree to sleep in the bed with me. But like, are you gonna finger me? Like, that's literally like, sorry, I'm not gonna put a bow on it. That's literally what this bitch is saying. But you forgot, Laura, you're supposed to be aborting for the 40th time in this situation. So what are you trying to force him to have sex with you? What are you doing? I've told you what I want and how I feel. You can't go in circles on this. We can't afford the time and energy. I have shared and shared and shared that I wanted to date you, but not this version of us. So take care of it and move forward. I'm not going to be made to convince someone of anything. Either you accept this or you don't. So let me know. No, my birthday is the 20th, Hemi, but thank you for remembering. I don't want a child on my own. It probably sounds crazy considering only 4 dates together, but I can see us having a kid in a few years. I felt something so special with you. What about this fucking interaction would ever make you think I could listen? I know I'm taking you for like abortion coercion and stuff, and you keep calling our unborn child a bastard, but I could really see us having children in the future. Okay, sure. Okay, then you have your answer. Can we move forward? But I'm afraid that saying that pushed you away last time, and it made you ghost me. I want to ease your stress and move forward for both of our sakes. Greg, if you don't feel that way, don't ask me to do this. I just let you know what I want to do this. I just said everything I can say and shared my feelings. I'm asking you how I can trust you. That's funny, Bruce. Unsafe to finger her butt when there's so much bullshit in there. I'm asking you how I can trust you, though. Like, are you going to sign a contract? You don't want the kid more than you want to be with a stranger. You've already proven you would leave, so why wouldn't you this time? This whole thing is really up to you. you didn't do what you promised before. I want to believe you. I was excited to be with you, and I still want to be. It really felt like you were being extremely selfish and not like you understood what I was doing for a gut feeling I had for you. Because I'm trusting you, and you promised you would do this, yet you've taken your word back, and I'm here and I have not taken my word back. I am not taking my word back. You took it back by doing what you did with blocking and not giving a shit about how I was feeling mentally and physically. So you didn't accept my apology like you said you did, and you're now revisiting all of this while we've already discussed this and decided to move forward because it was best, and you're questioning. I cannot say anything more than I have. So please don't accept my apology and say you want to move forward if you don't. I don't have the time for that. I do accept your apology, Greggy Poo. I want to be with you. Then why are we still spending energy on this? Just don't leave me. And only ask me to do this if you want me, not just an abortion. I was mad yesterday and impulsive. I wouldn't ask you for child support. So just make sure that I am what you want and you're not just pitying me. And I will do it. And again, don't leave me. You need a fucking sign a contract. Like a literal contract, because weeks or months will not suffice. You need to genuinely put a trial run into dating her with intentions for marriage for at least 2 years. Yeah, Mose, I think she was someone in the chat more educated on it. Please confirm. She was diagnosed with an eating disorder and then apparently autism, but that came kind of like Letitia's DID diagnosis. Yeah, and I would say with his firstborn son, but we all know where that would go. I'm going to pause just for 1 second while I run to the restroom. I'll be right back. I will play this.
For the interviews, because I don't have any fancy clothes.
Go to my closet, you take whatever you need. You too, Brennan. You guys got to look sharp. It's the most important day of our lives, okay?
Okay, Dad.
What's your name? What's your age? Where you from? What's your sign? Who you love? What's your style? What you do? What you drive? Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Fit top, rollie, boy, we know you phony. Take her to the mall and buy her what she want it. Already smashed, so I'ma let the homie. RP my cash and RP a Kobe. If you're born in September, then you know you're my type. If I see you on Tinder, then I gotta swipe right. If you're born in October, then you're just like me. Here's a resume, can you fill this out, please? What's your name? What's your age? Where you from? What's your sign? Who you love? What's your style? What you do? What you drive? Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Boy, you know you phony.
Okay. So Laura says, Just don't leave me. And only ask me to do this if you want me, not just an abortion. I was mad yesterday and impulsive. I wouldn't ask you for child support. So just make sure that I am what you want and you're not just pitying me. And I will do it. I have. And I've vocalized this to you. Yeah. And I told you that my sister is the only family I have. What? What happened to Mama and Papa and Uncle Joe? I told you that my sister is the only family I have. So her wedding is really important, Greggy Poo. I was thinking I was going to have to tell her that I wasn't going to have you as a date. And I had already told her, and she was making a place card under your name, a fucking place card, Greg. It would have been really embarrassing to explain that you had ghosted me. If you're into it for the long haul, I would think you would want to go. I believe you. Don't bail on me after I do this and then on the wedding, because that would be awful. So now she is just trying to get him to agree to 100% being a wedding date after all of this. And what about Uncle Mark and Dale that they're currently suing? I have no fucking idea who Uncle Mark and Dale are yet, but I look forward to finding out. Clearly, why do you feel the need to say something like this? Because of what you already did. We need to move on, Laura. Okay, I didn't mean that as share photos immediately at all. Okay, and I've already said yes to that. Why are you bringing up other topics? That didn't come off right. Okay, then stop talking about that right now. Please. I meant in the future. This bitch is trying to get him to agree to go Facebook official and share X amount of photos publicly. This is so pathetic. Obviously, why are you confusing this situation more than it needs to be? I definitely did not mean to. I definitely did not mean now. If I am taking off Monday, I have to get a lot done. So to answer your question, I'm spending time with you tonight. And I've already said why the sense of urgency. We need to handle this. And it didn't get handled last week. I'm not going more time than necessary. You said you wanted to do it, so let's get it done. Fine. I'm working as well. So you don't want to spend the night together between now and then? I don't know right now. I'm more worried about taking care of all my responsibilities that are piling up. That I'm upset? I don't believe you. Why on earth would you say that? You are keeping this child, whether with or without me, and you have proven it. That's absolutely false. I am doing it tonight with you. And you'll make me responsible. I wanted to do it tomorrow with you. No, I don't think you are. I absolutely am. This is damaging and has been and will continue to be, and it's gone on for far too long. Do whatever you want. Have an unwanted, unloved, probably bleep baby. Wow. No, you want a bastard child that you made with a stranger. That won't be loved. That's fucked up. I am the one taking the pills, not you. So I have made the final decision. Wow. I chose you, not the kid. I'm not changing my mind. So again, how is it coercion? You chose, right? Your body. You have the final decision. And you chose Greg. You didn't choose the kid. And you're not changing your mind. You've made many final decisions that weren't final. Stop acting like this. Wow. I'm taking them with you. I'm acting like a person who cannot play fucking games any longer. That's what I'm acting like. Thanks for 16 months, poor Linda. It was Christmas time when I found your channel. Oh, I feel like it's been years, poor Linda. Thank you so much for 16 months of support. That's Thank you so much. Yeah, most would choose it's a real mom. Choose the child, right? No, you've never taken them. You told me you wanted to go to Sedona and that we both needed it and to move on together. You have not been drugged through the mud. This has absolutely sucked for me. The opposite of fun. I want to get this done and have a great and normal relationship and encourage each other to crush it at work, not fight on the phone. Isn't that what you want too, Greggy Poo? Yeah, except I told you what would make that happen, and yet this continues. I don't feel well. I have a ton of work to do today still, and you're only worried about these conversations. And I have not been able to do anything I needed to get done. So now I'm stressed and, quite frankly, pissed that another day has gone by where the majority of the time was spent going in circles. You could be taking the pills, starting the process, none of which you're offering to do. Please, Greg, just take a step back and listen to me. This is not all on you. I chose you. That is my decision. I don't want to have a child out of wedlock and obligation. Then don't, and do it. Exactly what I am going to do. Do it now. With you tonight. Let's do it. I'm working. No. Have the baby. Wow. You are the one who asked me to come over and do it. Keep the bastard and raise it alone and find another single parent to enjoy it with. I don't want that. No, you have many times. Yes, you do. You've said it. I want to get it done in front of you. So fucking do it. I don't care. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the abortion. Have your bastard unwanted child that will likely have defects. That's my choice. You've put us through this enough. Choose to, don't choose to, I don't care. It's your fucking decision either way. Then do it. I'm going to take the pills. Please calm down. I want to do it and move on. Then fucking do it. I don't care. I know you do. Don't say that. I'm not changing my mind. I have no desire to make your life bad. You have been a fucking liar, a manipulator, and this has gone on long enough. You have driven me nuts with the circles and harassing. You are a terrible person. Oh my God. Are you serious? You could enjoy your bastard child and all your money on your own. Did you see what the church says about abortion? Yeah, I'm serious. I don't give a fuck. I would keep my promise to you. Church is a belief. One belief. You already lied to me on many fronts. I will never believe you. Then why do you care about a bastard child? I have changed my mind because I have felt tortured on this. Until you fucking prove it with your actions, you are all talk, immature fucking child. I would take them for you. Wow, I was going to do that. Guess what? When I quit my job and work at McDonald's, well, actually, it says McDoblobs. I said yes to this, and I would in a heartbeat. Let's fucking do it then and never speak of it again. Your child support will be 50 cents. You think I'll support a wealthy bastard? You're out of your fucking mind, Laura. Yeah, you had the opportunity. And I said yes. You couldn't even do that correctly. You're the one who backed down. For all I know, you're fucking broke. Definitely not. Who lives in their parents' basement? I don't live in my parents' basement. It's a casita. You probably took my cum off your back. You probably took my cum off your back and shoved it up your hoo-ha. You're asking me for money? I'm not backing off my promise to you. You greedy ass. Leave me alone. Well, that's what the government says, not me. And I want you to keep your word to me. You lost it on me all of a sudden. Great. 24% of unemployment isn't much money, you cheap fuck. And I have equal tight as the woman in Arizona. I think he means right. And I have equal right as the woman in Arizona. That is your right. Yeah, you do. I'll fucking make your life miserable, you liar. I would think an abortion would be easier. No shit, Sherlock. Greg, I said that was fine if you didn't mislead me. I don't get why you don't seem to want to do that. I don't need a liar in my home alone reporting me to the police. I will do it with no issue. My word versus yours. I refuse to take that risk. Then fucking do it. You are a liar and you won't. I would do it with you and you would see. Pause. I 100% respect Greg because and again, she cherry picked messages. This isn't the full context and this does not include phone calls or emails. He is not comfortable having Laura come into his house and allegedly take these abortion pills and then call the cops and it'll be his word against hers. And she's already said all of this, right? I 100% understand why he is not comfortable with that. You take them on your own. I will not have you in this house and say I forced you to do anything. I would do it with you and you would see. I made a promise to you when you were being nice and kind. You are not being that way right now, Greggy Poo. I didn't come in you. You slept with me on the first date. You asked for my middle name. You planned all of this. What? Oh, God. Oh gosh.
What?
Yeah, bitch. That's what I said. That's yeah. That's what he fucking said. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh, that must have felt so good. Why the fuck would I do that? You fucking liar. And then I broke it off and you went cuckoo nuts. You've lost it, okay? You got what you wanted. A bastard child. Go Jon Snow. I don't want that. Obviously, you do, you liar. Stop calling me that. You lied over and over, threatening me. Liar. Made me believe you liked me and wanted me. You wanted to make me a dad and put me on the hook for an unwanted beep bastard. You know, I don't deserve this. Try being a woman having an unplanned pregnancy at 31 and you feel the guilt. Have fun living the single parent life. No, I don't like you. I do like you and I want you. I want to have the abortion and keep my promise. No, you don't. Yeah, I do. Then prove it and stop putting me through this. I had made my decision and I've been totally prepared to do exactly what we discussed today. I will not relive one moment of this. Is that clear? I will not discuss this one more minute. If you bring it up and show hesitation, I'm calling the cops or not. Your choice. I'm not hesitating. You've been dragging this out for 20 days, wasting our time, and you'll get your gas money in child support unless you lie on your taxes or you're broke as fuck. I said I would do it for the version of you who wrote the knife stuff earlier. You don't get shit from me. I can promise you that's not the case. Grat. I don't know what that meant. Grat. Then you don't need a dime from me and don't have to commit mortal sin. Aren't we doing an abortion? Or are you that greedy? Woman, you are. I'm so confused. I have not a fucking say in the matter. If I don't get a say, then you don't get money from me. I'm confused too. You are holding me hostage over a bastard child, but you do get a say. It's pathetic. Yeah, I said end the life of an unwanted, not created out of love child who doesn't have a heartbeat, and let us live our Fukong lives, which right now you are ruining. Right. Then prove it and fucking do it. And don't act stupid and read the directions. I find that very difficult to believe. I thought you were extremely smart. Who looks to see if tablets go in their vagina? You don't need to call me woman and bitch. First of all, if I was taking something like an abortion pill, something that had the ability to end life, you sure as fuck would read those directions, Laura. Second, this is why the first pill is never administered at home and always administered by a medical professional. You wouldn't be shoving it up your hoo-ha, Laura. So you took a vagina pill orally? That's great. You don't need to hold me hostage. You are being very, very cruel. For a bastard, it's pathetic and disgusting. Greg, stop! You need to take a deep breath here. You are terrified of me having it. We can move on from this tonight and all will be fine. I have offered to do this tonight. I am not changing what I said. Me too, Bruce. Me fucking too. Then do it. You're the one changing your mind. Stop fucking saying it and do it. I can't take this. You've pushed me. I can be over by like 8 and do it. Like, what the fuck's wrong? That's what's wrong. I am keeping my cool here. You telling me I'm responsible for a bastard child. You. I don't think you'd be proud of these texts any other day. Yeah, first time. You only are because I'm not. Now you know what the fuck it feels like. Thanks for nothing the last 20 days other than sickness and stress. I have felt the same way going through this. I wish the roles were reversed. Hold on, I'm checking what time Allie's live is. Okay. You should have taken care of it the fucking moment you found out and just never told me. Selfish. That's what any normal person would have done. Why wouldn't I tell you? Because I ended it with you. And you use this for your agenda, so keep the fucking bastard. I did not get pregnant after you ended it. That doesn't make sense. And fucking ended it then. I never would have done that. Yep. That really doesn't seem right to do. Pretty fucking clear. Neither is this. Take the fucking pills, Laura, and stop threatening me and lying. I think you're the one threatening here, not me. Laura, you're Althoser. Wealthy. I want to keep my promise and move on. You don't need a dime and you know it. So leave me out of your decision to keep a bastard. I don't want to keep it. If you want to keep it, then be an adult and take the responsibility yourself. The government does not think that way about child support, but that's stupid anyway. Oh, I want to keep my promise to who you were this morning. That's all I want. What about the millions of dollars you have versus my debt? How will they view that? I don't have millions. No, it's a promise you made weeks ago, yet you retracted many times. And my money is separate from my parents. I don't get a cent from my dad. You have lied. No, I haven't. I told you immediately when I took the pills wrong. You said you were going to pay 1 million cash for a home. Oh, interesting. Wouldn't she go on to do that same type of bid with Clayton? I literally never said a million case. You should have brought them and taken right the next fucking day, but you didn't. I said in the 6 to 8 range. Oh, so you have $600,000 to $800,000? And that was your choice, not following through and not cash. I already had them. They gave 8. Great, Laura. I had 4 left. I'll quit my job and I'll work at McDonald's. You made $50,000 on a horse in 2 days. You are lying. Huh? Or fraudulent on your taxes. You heard me. You made $50,000 on selling a horse in 2 weeks. People in the horse business do this all the time. You just don't get it, Greggy Poo. And you bragged about it. Great. You make money and don't need me. I don't want the kid. I want to move past this. So be an adult and live with your choice to keep the child I want nothing to do with, and don't be selfish. Let me live my life. I don't want to keep the child. I am being very clear. I'm just going to take you for abortion coercion. Then stop. Right. Which is why I still want everything you said you wanted this morning, and I agreed to. Why? Why? Because you want to have an abortion? You don't want me. Yes, I do. Why? Tell me one fucking good reason why. Well, I would think that you would want me to be successful, just like I want you to be. That's what couples want. You shouldn't. You haven't shown that one, but you should take the pills now then and stop waiting. You clearly don't give a fuck. That's all I need to know. About the pills? You don't care about me. What the fuck? Yeah, you don't care about me. You don't. I care about you so damn much. I want that so badly. I want you and what we talked about today. I want to move past everything despite what you've said tonight. You're better than that. Then do it. Okay. When do you want me to come over? Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm a mess right now. What the hell would you want anything to do with me right now? Then as soon as you feel better tomorrow, I'm working and stressing the fuck out. Please just start this thing. Right. And I feel like I could help you. No. If I'm not proving being loyal to you now, I don't know how I could. You haven't exactly been nice. Proving to be loyal? You said you wanted to help. Well, I do because I care about you. You said you would do this. Now you're not. Exactly like I said. Huh? I haven't backed down from what I promised you earlier. I'm not sure if you have, but if you haven't, then fine. I'll take the first pill on my own. Take the pills, and maybe tomorrow we can do it instead. I'm way too worked up and upset and embarrassed and stressed and fucking tired, Laura. How would that be a good situation for you or I? You are fine. This is very stressful. I get it. How would what be? I still want exactly what you wrote this morning. I don't believe you. Nothing has changed. We have both been crazy. If you did, you would just take care of your part so we can move forward. And that's why I will do that. Instead, all this time and words have been said. Well, you called me some horrible things and said awful things. You sure you still want me? I don't think you meant them. I will take the first pill on my own to prove to you I want that. I'm extremely upset that this is still happening. It's been too long and too much. I cannot take it. I've been sick for 17 days. I am behind on everything. I cannot do it. I have offered to take the pills. And maybe he said what I need. And you claim to want to help, and yet here we are. I said what would help. Nothing else would help right now. That's the only thing on my mind, and that's the one thing that led us here. I will do that because I care about you, and I have been crazy too. And I have stated clearly what I want and what could help, which I will do. No, I don't think you like me, especially now. Why would you? You're going to hate me. No, I won't. I've been crazy too. It's a stressful situation. I don't hate you at all. I wouldn't take the pills if I did. I still want you if you want me. I already had booked Sedona. Did you take them? I am feeding the horses, but I am going to go in and take them. The first, absolutely, keeping my promise. Yeah, I want everything you said this morning too. It meant everything to me. I took the first pill. I truly feel like we will have a kid someday, which is probably crazy to say, but this isn't the right time. Do you still want me? I am sorry for all of the stress I have caused you and see us moving on and being very happy. I want what I said this morning. Okay, good. One pill down. Still on for Sedona? If not, I'll cancel before I get charged for a late, but I would love it. What? Yes. Thank you. I am just exhausted and not feeling myself. I'm completely overstressed. I am very sorry for my large role in that. That has obviously not been my intention, and I am sorry for having constant panic attacks and changing my mind. I had just wanted to make the right decision in a situation where neither solution is great. Your promise is why I decided yes to this. I promise that, and she screenshotted his earlier text. I promise the same to you. I want to be the bestest girlfriend for you and do whatever I can to take the stress away from you, not put more on you. And I just want to make you feel happy and appreciated and like the best version of yourself. I've told you what I want and how I feel. You can't go in circles on this. We can't afford the time and energy. I have shared and shared and shared that I want to date you, but not this version of us. So take care of it and let's move forward. I'm not going to be made to convince someone of anything. Either you accept this or you don't. So let me know. I don't want a child on my own. It probably sounds crazy considering only 4 dates together, but I can see us having a kid in a few years. I felt something special with you. Okay, you have your answer. Can we move forward? But I'm afraid that saying that pushed you away last time and made you ghost me. I want to ease your stress and move forward for both of our sakes. Greg, if you don't feel that way, don't ask me to do this. I just let you know what I want to do. You're questioning again? I just said everything I can say and shared my feelings. I'm asking you how, we read these already, how I can trust you. You don't want the kid more than you want to be with a stranger. Yeah, we read these already. Why is she putting repeats in? I do accept your apology. I want to be with you. Just don't leave me. Are these all repeats? Yeah, this is the wedding. Don't bail on me. Asking about Sedona. You should have known I didn't want anything to do with this and fucking ended it then. I never would have done that. Yep, that really doesn't seem right to do. Pretty fucking clear. Neither is this. Take the fucking pills, Laura, and stop threatening me and lying. Oh, yeah, see, you read this. That's what couples want. I care about you so damn much. You've both been crazy. You can't just say, oh, 77 pages, but 20 of them are duplicates. Don't live in my parents' basement. Taking cum off your back and shoving it up your vagina. $1 million. Yep, this is all repeats. I have given it thought. Let's meet tomorrow evening to discuss. I don't want to meet if you're not keeping your word. There's no point. I don't need to be hurt again. 7 p.m. That didn't answer my question. Let me know. That's where it ends. Oh God. All right. I'm gonna pause there. Oh my God. Like I'm mind blown. I'm fucking mind blown. Melissa, we're gonna have to talk. Oh, it wasn't even 4D check though. It was 2. Okay. They met online, hooked up the first night, second night, hooked up again. And then the third night, she showed up at like a group dinner event type thing, uninvited. And her behavior was completely bizarre. And that's when he like called shit off. And then a week later, I'm pregnant. And this all started. Now you have to remember there was a guy before Greg too. And that we're going to have to read Mike's timeline again now that I have much more context, because that one is really fucking nuts, because she claims to have like an abortion numerous times that have failed, surgical and pills, just failing. Oh my gosh. All right. We'll stop there and we're going to continue tomorrow. We're going to continue through the weekend. So we'll pick up tomorrow. I know Allie is going live shortly. So please, Jade Raid over there, hang out with us over on Alex Erickson. She has an amazing true crime channel. So here is her link. And then, like I said, we will be live on Patreon this weekend. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Sunday, so I don't want to say, but we will definitely 100% be live over on Patreon. If you've emailed me, just give me a chance to get back to you. I will have to check them tomorrow. 6 failed abortions with 1 pregnant. That is bizarre. We just have plenty of time to really get fully caught up before Laura's trial, and I'm so excited. So thank you all for hanging out. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't, I have cannolis that I made. I'm really excited about those. See you over on Allie's, and then I will see you guys back here tomorrow. So have a wonderful night.